Welcome guys to a small introduction and how to play video for Gwent, the Witcher card game. Before going into too much detail, please note that everything you are seeing in this video is recorded pre-closed beta. That means things might or might not change until the full game is released in a few months. If you are interested in joining the closed beta that is starting at the end of October, please go to playgwent.com and register at their website. As the name already suggested, Gwent was originally only a minigame in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, but due to popular demand it will release as a free-to-play standalone game in the next couple of months. The game mechanics are contrary to most well-known card games like Magic or Hearthstone, emphasizing the potential to bluff and outplaying your opponent. You will draw 10 cards per game and each game consists of up to 3 rounds. Before the first round starts, you have the chance to mulligan up to 3 cards that you don't want, and then the game starts. A very important factor for Gwent is that you are not drawing new cards between each player's turn like in other card games, but instead you will have to play with your starting hand in all 3 rounds. The only card draw you are getting is either through various cards effect or at the beginning of game 2 and 3, where you will get 1 new card into the hand. It is therefore very important that you know the whole content of your deck, as well as possible cards that your opponent might play over the course of the game. Because in the game you are seeing, I did not have such information. It all came down to trusting my instincts and relying on my experience as a card game player for review the value of each card in hand. The game board for Gwent consists 3 lanes for each player, for melee, ranged and siege creatures. Every lane can be converted with some special weather effects, namely called frost, fog and rain. Active weather effects change the stats of creatures in the specific lane and are able for some decent combat mechanics. Furthermore, every deck features one so-called leader card. These are the ones that you are seeing at the left beside your hand. Every leader has a unique ability and can be used like any other card in the game once per match. As you might have noticed, each card has a border at the left, making them either bronze, silver or gold cards. The differentiation between each colors is important for most of the effects. Golden cards are mostly immune to most of the effects created by other cards. That means they are more strict in terms of their overall stats, but also it is nearly impossible, for example, to get them back from your graveyard into play. My opponent has now played a card called Theory, a golden melee card that will be returned to his hand if he loses a round. Normally the cards are going into the graveyard after each round, though getting a card back is creating some form of card advantage for him. Because it is not important to win the first round, but rather to win 2 out of 3 rounds in total, you are seeing me giving up for the first round and allow my opponent to win it. After a player has passed in a round, the second player is still be able to play more cards until he is deciding to pass as well. When both players have passed, the player with the highest count will win the round. A good strategy might be therefore to cheese out some strong cards from your opponent's hand in the first round and then push your winning cards in round 2 and 3 and overrun him with more strength in total. Of course, you can also try to win the game in 2 rounds and play everything you have then, but always keep in mind that you won't get more resources than you already have in hand over the course of the whole game. We are currently equal in stats, so our opponent needs to play another card, which he just does with the Clay Hayman's Scald, and he wins the first round. He therefore needed to play one more card than we did, and we have a small card advantage for the next couple of rounds. And also we need, of course, to win the next 2 rounds. Because of our monster faction ability, 1 random minion stays on the battlefield after each round, giving us a small head start and advantage over our opponent here. I already know how the game turns out in the end and I really don't want to spoil the rest of the game for you, so I will just leave you alone now. Discover a bit more of Gwent today and I will be back with a more in-depth look at Gwent when the game is going into the closed beta at the end of October. You can expect regular content for the game on my channel and hopefully you are giving it a try as well. It is indeed a very nice distraction, great to play alongside another card game, fast pace and with some totally different gameplay mechanics. If you don't want to miss my future Gwent content, feel free to subscribe to my channel, new stuff is always coming. Until then, I wish you a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of the video.
You've got the heart, not grit.
Hide your stench.
Appearances can be deceiving.
There is no escape.
Glory to you.
Resistance is futile.
Crack and eat me ghoulies. Looky here. Gallagher! Let him come. We'll greet him, we will. With fire and iron.
A bite. Just one morsel.
We serve her who is virgin, mother and crone.
You shall die.
Bow before modern Freya.